Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Hi. Hello. I'm gonna light the candle first because I have been forgetting. I'll do that first. And I'm kind of having just a lower energy day. I think there's something that I ate within the last couple days, and I had to take some Tylenol, and just a lot of aches, and my muscles really hurt, and joints and stuff like that. So just keeping an eye on that. It does have to do, ties in with my Crohn's, and I'm seeing a dietitian on Wednesday here, getting that rolling, just to kind of see. I've done FODMAP where I eliminate a lot of stuff, and I can tell there's something that I thought it was eggs. And maybe it's because my shot's coming up that maybe I'm just a little more sensitive to it, and I'm going through a med change soon. So that's kind of where I am. But I can't take the new med yet. And I'm going to be taking the old med probably on Sunday midday here because it's due Monday. But I kind of want to kind of get it done and then have like those 3 days to kind of chill, 3 or 4 days before my son starts school. So when I'm feeling a little lower energy, I try to do other things to take care of myself. I took a shower. I'm in like comfy warm clothes. Excuse me. And drink some more water. Take some Tylenol. And yeah. And I don't speak as loud. So sometimes you'll notice, like, if I'm higher energy, these videos are a little louder. Let's see. I did move my mic around a little bit. I'm moving it a little closer. So if you heard a little noise, that was me. Yeah. So this is the last week of August, and then we're in September. And I've used these stickers before, at least one of them, and then kind of some adjacent stickers here from Love Charmaine. And wanted to kind of use these up, and this is just kind of the mood I'm feeling. Like, it is very rainy. It's been rainy the last few days here in Seattle. It's more typical, although we've had, a lot of sun this summer, but we are going to get some sun towards the end of next week, somewhere around in here for Memorial Day weekend. I have trying to fit in some last bits of medical stuff. So I have my hopefully last post-op, and then from May, I have my surgery May 1st, and they're still just keeping an eye on that. And then I have eye appointments on the last day of the month here. My son and I go in. I just started wearing glasses about a year or two ago just for driving, and I would love to get some sunglasses that are prescription because, it would just be nice. Also, then I could, my glasses are working really well, but again, go in, make sure you have your eyes checked. My son has great vision, but we're just going to get him in because we have insurance to use. And and then we also signed up here. I'm going to be getting COVID shots, COVID flu, the 7th. So we'll be like a couple days into school, and then we'll go get, actually, I should write that on here. It's in the afternoon. So I'm just going to say shots here. So get those real quick, come home, and and then I'm dog sitting. So there's that. So let me write that on here. That just kind of spans these days. Yeah, so that's kind of what's coming up in my... It helps to see this spatially of like how time is passing. But yeah, that's about it. And then I realized I was at the end of my Dandelion Diaries stickers. I have like 2 weeks here, and I needed to order some more. And she had a bunch of new releases of things. I'm gonna quickly white these out to put these on top. And yeah, I do have her little ghosties. I can't wait to use those. And then, so what else was I going to pick up of hers? Oh, I want to leave the September on there if I can. We'll see. We'll see if that covers it. So I think I was going to do the more scripty ones. But yeah, I've used these all up, which I'm really happy to, because I definitely have been enjoying them. Kind of give it... I like going between these and the Sterling Ink ones, just because these have like a little bit more presence to them. They're a little more pronounced. And sometimes it's kind of nice to make it easy to read on the eyes, on my older eyes. So I have been getting excited for next year's planners. I know a lot of people are... It's a lot of mixed emotions from a lot of people. There were a lot of options last year, and I do feel fortunate enough to have tried out quite a bit. And I guess because of that, I feel more solid this year. And I won't be getting, as I've mentioned a lot of this already, so I guess I don't have to run through what I won't be getting. I'm still very, very happy with the Twines and Paper hybrid, and until it actually comes, I'm like, well, I probably will have the B6, but if anything happens to the A5s, I still have the B6. But I mixed those up. I was like looking at these going, wait, something is wrong here. Anyway, so, oh, the little bit came off too. So what I've been doing is going to those websites that I have plans to purchase or have pre-ordered. Just gonna tap that right on there. Put this right down here. And I've been going to their thumbnails. Wow, it's not even, but I'm gonna let that go today. I really do not have the energy to futz around with it. I was gonna go over this, but I've been making printouts. Like, these are just based off of the thumbnails, and so they're blurry. They're not to scale, although these are pretty. So these are the A5, and so these are about almost 3/4 of an inch smaller. But these were like the biggest I could get on just 8.5 by 11. And so, yeah, you get the pen that's in the preview there. But I wanted to get a feel. So this is the hybrid, where it has the vertical. So thrilled that the way it's numbered. And then the horizontal. And then looking at like, what could I track here? And so I'm just going to start penciling these in and just kind of seeing, what am I going to put where? So definitely excited. This is the one I'm excited about the most. Well, I don't know about the most. I'm excited about both. And I went back and forth on, I was very interested in the Manager by Papertess. I'm currently getting the Twines and Paper week book, the little weeks. And if for some reason when that comes I don't like it, I'll get the Papertess one. But I don't plan to. I think I'm pretty solid in it. My printer's going a little blue, so that's okay. I'll refill those. But this is the manager one. And so, yeah, see, here's when it was printing gray. And just kind of seeing how this would work for work. And I thought, oh, the A5 Slim is going to be like too small. And then I'm like, wait, this is A5. I love A5. And I have, like, when I line up all my planners, because I put them on a little bookshelf at the end of the day, they're all going to line up. I was like, oh, I should get the B5. And I'm like, no, that's going to be way too big. So I printed these out, and these are actually really close to A5 Slim size. It is slimmer. And I'm also kind of looking at this, and the way she talked about it was like, we could like relabel these and do whatever we want on the side, you know? And I really want to start using a chart like this. I think that would be really useful for my work stuff. And then having a vertical here, to me, I want to put like how I'm using my time here. And this may not be public at all. We'll see as I start using it. But I would rather put my appointments mainly in the other book. And this is just, what did I actually do? Like, just record it at the end of the day. I'm not going to like keep this up with appointments. So it just makes it a little easier. Like, okay, I'm not going to be putting appointments in there, but I can kind of plan ahead more so like on the, well, that's like a complete overview. But like here, of this can be something like for social media planning or YouTube planning, just to kind of see how all the weeks work together. And it's kind of nice that they run into each other. I like the ones that are separate, and I want to see how it is run together too. Because I used to have like a big wall calendar that had 6 months on each side, so you could see the whole year. And it was very much like this Monday start. And so I'm used to looking at stuff like that. So I think it would be really handy. And then, so I could like tape those all together, but I want to be able to separate them out and then write on them as a separate piece of paper. And then, oh, I just started playing with this. This is the Twines and Paper weeks. And I was like, oh, could I put my health stuff going the other way? Because I'd have space to do all that. Because currently right now on my health ones, there's so many lines here that it keeps me organized. And I just want to do like minimal setup. That's, that's kind of what you want in any case, so that you keep coming back to it and doing it. But like here is going to be the same. This is pretty much all the same on this side. But then I thought, oh, I could put my pills down here. And this is why I'm playing with it, right? So this is almost week size. I think it was like, about 1/4 to 1/2 an inch smaller. I don't really care, like, if it's exact. I'm just practicing. And then like seeing, like, I didn't really take advantage of this as much for health stuff, so I wanted to see if there was more tracking I could do with that. So that's kind of what I've been up to, just focusing on those 2 books, the hybrid and the manager, and then a health one. I guess it's 3. But I really wish I could get down to 2 books. But what also really inspired me was last night I was scoping around and found an A5 Slim cover. And that's kind of what was like, okay, I think the A5 Slim will work better. So that's kind of, and then I feel kind of settled with that. Like, I know a lot of people feel unsettled, and that's hard. That really is hard to deal with. I need scissors. That's That's what I'm looking for. And you can, I have been listening to other people. Who was it? Megan, Rhiannon last week. Just now it was, oh, what's her name? Let me look at my history so I make sure I say the correct person. She just posted, this is Saturday night, Tori on Paper. And she was saying she related to Megan. And so of just feeling like really lost. Like, what book should I use? What method should I use? I am going to be kind of trying to think if I want little lists on the bottom. Sometimes I had put it this high so that it goes to like 8 o'clock, 9, 10. Do I want to list anything after? No. My lists I've been very happy with in my B6, and I'll show that in a moment. And when you have an overwhelming amount of options, it's hard, and it's hard to say, I love this at some point, I need to say goodbye to it, or I love this at some point, that's where I need to go. Like, or it could be somewhere in between where neither one worked, and so you're stuck in limbo. I am going to be very hybrid this year, not only using a hybrid, and I think that's what bothered me this last year, was I did love a horizontal and a vertical. I realized, like, I had just had a vertical this size for Moxie Life for years, and I would just put a piece of tape here, keep all my lists on the bottom. I would only look at one thing all day. And I think there's an efficiency to that, right? And I could put stickers on it and have fun with it. But I then had a bunch of health issues, and so I needed to keep that somewhere. So the weeks just kind of automatically came along, right? Like, I kind of have to do that so I can go, oh, and this is, I'm using 942, which actually matches this really well. And then I just chose a gray 952 N52 that is kind of like these blues in here almost. So that is what I'm using. So we have, I think we'll have our lawn service here, and then our yard waste. And yes, okay. We're gonna do yard waste and Ridwell. They really changed this up, and it's really hard to keep track of now. But they did give us like a free month of service, so to try to get through all the confusion. Which one am I? This one's beautiful. This one of these, although this is really pretty too. And it has 2 drinks. Do I often have 2 drinks? Well, I have like water and coffee. This is more like coffee and coffee. I think my phone's lagging a little. So sorry if it's a little choppy. I think I should have restarted it before I... It's an old phone. It's an iPhone 12. And I did notice it was going slow earlier today, and I forgot to kind of restart that due to not feeling great. So I'm gonna do that, and then, oh look, I can use this pair of glasses right above here, and I do have black glasses like that, so they look kind of similar. So let's see, and then I think I might, I was trying to see if I had stuff to just highlight, like just put a sticker on each thing. Let's try that. Okay, so I'll put, there's a couple leaves here. Come here, sticker. So yeah, it takes a little while, you know, just to do some screenshots and crop them. But I was tempted to like color correct them a little bit more so I could see the lines a little better. And then I realized that was going to take too long. And so I just printed them out. I can see them well enough. And I'm going to be taking notes while talking about health stuff there. It's a little weird, but okay. Whatever. Whatever. Let's see. Got a piece of tape. This is very, very similar in color there. What else? Do a little sample. Oh, I think this is like a sticker book. So, the main suggestion I have is try to see if you can, if there's just like one spread, like I print out a whole bunch. You don't need to do that. Like if there's just one or two spreads, you know, crop them, print it out, try it out a little bit, or take a old notebook and mock up, you know, a layout. And also know that the season that you're in is changing. And I think Tori on Paper was talking about this, was like, there can be a lot of emotional things coming up for yourself, and you need to honor that. And there could be temporary things that you're going through, and you're trying to like make things permanent, that for things that are temporary. And so put a little color swatch up there. And so that can be hard. That can be like really hard to go, okay, I need to feel grounded. And it may be that your body needs to be feeling grounded, you know, that it may not be, because if you think about the beginning of your planning journey or early on in your planning journey, what you used at that point was probably pretty simple. Was probably one book. Like, hey, oh, I'm missing things. I need to write things down. I need to see how things work on a timeline. I need to just list things out. Both of those could be very important, which is why I went hybrid, because both of those are important to me. But if it's more important to see the timeline of things like this, you know, focus on the vertical. If there's not enough room, the horizontal on one side plus making whatever you want on the other may be right for you. So kind of feel into that and know that it's a season. It may be that in 6 months from now, something else is going to come out that's going to feel better. I can see frame rates dropping, so I'm sorry. But kind of see if, I guess another thing came to me was that, especially with stickers, I'm like, oh, I can buy these now and then be set for the year. And so, yeah, I'm trying to go through and use things that I have. And there's also something exciting about running out of something to find something new. Now, that can be very stressful as well. So it can be, let me write these on here. For me, that can be very stressful. So I do have a lot of backups. My house is fairly stocked with things, but not to, like, you know, having one backup of something. If there's a sale of something, you know, you can get more, but I try to have something so that I'm not stressing when something runs out. But I had to be honest with myself too about like, well, I have these backups, but I'm also realizing that I'm not allowing myself to change when I have that like permanent backup. So just for example, like shampoos, I'm like stocked up, but I'm like, but my hair is kind of wanting something else. I thought I said hair. I was trying to pronounce hair. And I really do want to try something else, but I have so much here that I need to use. So I have everything I went through to look at my stock, and I'm like, okay, this is what I need to get through before I bring something new in. Which is, you know, what most of us want to do. You know, use up what we have because we bought it because we wanted to use it. And now I'm just like, that's my plan. It's kind of like a savings plan, right? It's boring. It's not exciting. There's nothing new coming about. You're just saving. But in this other sense, I'm using up what I saved. And so I can see over time how I'm going through those, so that when I can get to the something new. It's reverse from saving and then using what you have, but you're getting to the new thing at some point. And we don't know what that new thing is going to be. Oh, I really like this. This came out really nice. I'm happy with it. And I'm just yapping away. So discovering something new is important. You know, I think it's good for the brain to discover something new. And there's this layout. I think I have everything besides that. Yeah, because we're not doing school yet. When school comes, this is going to be very busy. And it was really nice to, this is the first time I used like a real, there's stuff on here. We did have the windows open a bit today. We're getting accustomed to air conditioning, and it's been so nice on our allergies to not have so much floating in. I'm trying to think if I want to put these on here. I don't think so. I think it's too big. I'm going to leave those off. And so things have been getting less dirty because we have the air conditioning going. Although it's very cool now, so we wanted to have the cool air come in. That's the only story there. It's not a big thing. But things get dirty when the windows are open. That's just kind of how it goes. And we're very used to that over the years. I'm just glad a lot of these colors are kind of coming together here. Because I will say, as an artist, my color senses were off for a good chunk of my life. In terms of, I went to design school, got a degree and everything, and I was still bad at my color, like what colors go together. They, you know, I've learned multiple times, high school, college, what the color wheel is. Let's see if I can talk. Color wheel is, and how those colors, opposite and triangular to each other, and how to kind of pair that way logically. But it wasn't until I really started playing with colors in what I was wearing in clothes and getting inspiration there that I was like, wait, here is a whole color story when you put these together. And so it was really fun to play with color at that point. I would say I was done with school. I was 20, 21, somewhere around in there, because it was a 2-year school. Which one do I want to put here? This one's so pretty. I'm keeping it. And this one I'm not as inspired by. So I'm looking at these two. I don't think this one. I think this one. But this one's really pretty. One of these. These kind of go together more, and these kind of go together more. Let's see. I think I'm going to go with this one. I'll lay that down there so that sticks up. So yeah, like being able to, because with markers, they're one color. It's not like you can slide that marker color around within the marker. The ink is the ink color. You can build it up and you can blend it with other ones, but you're kind of stuck with what's also just what's in the marker. So to have these kind of coordinate here, I'm just really happy with. But anyway, I think there is a whole lot of stress about having planner peace. I don't know if that exists. That's the other thing, is like, it may not exist. And I think a lot of people say, oh, I have it. And I do think there are times when it feels right. And just like this, like there is a moment today and probably later this week, a few moments of just like opening this up, going, this feels really peaceful. But as you can see, that doesn't happen every week. I love these stickers. These kept becoming unstuck all week, especially in my weeks. So it was frustrating. Let's see. Might be able to use these up next time. Or actually, I think I can use this up in my weeks. So put that over there. And then last week, this really worked. So I had like, these are the things I was doing every week. This was my admin. There was a couple things I circled here that I had no control over. And so I was just watching out for those. And then my shipping things that were coming in, and then meals were just this small. So I feel this really worked. I'm going to use that again. So I'll do kind of like shipping here, and then my tasks. And then let's see. I did like meals in this section. I liked having it over here so that I only had to look at this page. And then writing my card down here, which I can do there. So yeah, I think, and I liked using script here. So my writing's a little sloppy in some of the places here. And I kind of look at that as like, again, I've mentioned this, but like, how stressed was I? What was going on when I was writing that down? Is that something that I need to be aware of? Oh, and I also switched shipping apps. There was an app I had been using for probably 10 years. Let's see, I think I want to give it a little more space. There, so I'll just have that there and that there. And then I'll put meals here. I really like the script, and so I think I'll start. Do I need more room? I think I'll go one more over this week and see how that goes. So I'll put the day of the week here: Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I can put the check marks next to them, and it won't be like right up against it. And then, yeah, I'll transfer over what needs to be done. Is that it? Oh, no, I gotta do my little dots here. So there's one here, there's two here, and there's one here. And if you're new, the reason why I put these here, these are the ones that I act upon. And the other one, or that I need to keep an eye on. But these are when I actually do it. I don't actually mark off when they pick up or drop off. So just keep a little more simplified here. What are my themes for the week? Getting through my appointments. Oh, so I did talk to, I'm still, is there a pen in here? Oh, there is. There's another pen in there. I did talk to my doctor's office a little bit. They have been taking a while to approve my new meds. Thankfully, I was ahead with my shots, so I have a shot to take. As I mentioned before, I don't think we have any resolution. I'll Google it, but between my carrier, my insurance, and the local hospital, they need to come to an agreement on prices and things. And so I can't really go and do my first 3 infusions, which take about a month. If I were to do those 3 just going, it would be considered out of network. So fortunately, this insurance does cover out of network. Our last did not at all. But I don't really want to chance that. And I'm doing pretty well. So I am going to take my shot next week and let it go another 8 weeks. But I'm definitely feeling like a little worse here towards the end. And I hadn't really had that happen much until the shots this year. So it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, I think that's about it. The one last thing I just wanted to share something I'm really enjoying. I talked about in my diaries version, was video last week, was like some things some scents I was really enjoying and stuff. And I just got this, which it's from Mason Margiela. It's the replica. Normally you'll see like this little icon replica there. And I didn't think I would like this, but when I smelled it, it's amazing. It's the one everyone raves about. It's called By the Fireplace. You can kind of see it there. Anyway, I'll link to it. I can see myself using all of this, but I also have so many that the challenge is so many scents over there that I need to get through. I want to see if I can get through this. If I can get through this again, I can then get a big bottle of it. But it is like vanilla and a little smoke to it, and not bad smoke. I thought, I would not want to wear smoke, but it's amazing. And you can definitely layer it. There are people who layer with that. And I think because it's only vanilla, it's like sweetness, kind of like roasting marshmallows by the fire. So you kind of smell that sweetness. If you smell like the kind of charred, a little bit toasty marshmallow, that's what it smells like. Yeah, I gotta have some joy here and there, right? We all do. I just realized I got these out. I didn't use them. I don't really see a place to do them. I think I was thinking on these pages, and I'm not using those right now. So that's okay. I'm not really doing reflections right now. I think I'll get back to those once my son is back in school. He's been doing a fantastic job on a bunch of work over the summer. He worked pretty hard. And yeah, I think it's going to be a little easier going back into school that way. He just got some new shoes today. I think that's about it, because we got everything else. I know a lot of kids are back in school last week and the week before, and we're just late. But we're not that late. See, the other thing is like we go till like the June 20s, but a lot of kids are out by Memorial Day, and that's like almost 4 weeks, and we're only like 2 weeks behind everybody. And we have the normal 1 week for spring break, 2 for Christmas time, holidays time there. So I don't know. I don't really know why. I think our district just contracts for more hours every year. I think it's just a bit more than other schools. So that's okay though. We're getting through it. I hope everyone has a great time this next week. And if you have some downtime, think about, well, there's a person I follow on Instagram. I'm trying to think her name. She loves to dress. She's in her 60s. She loves to dress very vintage with everything. But she has her time called sit and stare time. And I love that concept of just kind of sitting there while she's having her tea and coffee, and just kind of taking a moment in the mornings, right? They're just time to regroup, or time like you just went and ran a bunch of errands and you come back and you can just chill for a little bit. Like it's a transition time. And I really like that concept. So yeah, I think that's it. Let me bring this one back. Yeah, they look pretty similar. I do like the darker headers on here. I think that kind of balances out these. And this feels just a little lighter, but this is going to have a lot more writing on it. This one I actually was doing a lot like how I'm going to fill out the business one, of just like, well, what's taking up my time? And I may not do that this week because there's already some things there, but yeah, that is what I'm doing for these 2 weeks. Take care, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye.